Hey folks, Dave here, and I like unpackaging new knives that I've been very excited about for a long time. This is a knife that I have a very old relationship with. It is actually the tool that got me into carrying a pocket knife on the daily. I'm fine. They got me into carrying a pocket knife on the daily because when I worked construction, this is what I carried with me. It was before I carried a dedicated pocket knife, because if you're cutting through ceiling tiles and ductwork lining all day, a knife blade's just gonna go dull. On you with quickness, and then you're screwed for the rest of the day. What you need is an exchangeable blade. Gerber this year has released kind of an evolution of this, and it's something that I picked up at the very first opportunity, and I'm very excited because although my needs have changed, like that, I'm not working there. That's not my job anymore. That is still an ability that's very important for some people. It's important for daily use. Cutting open bags of cement and scraping it on the sidewalk, something like that. A lot of folks in the trades, that's what we're talking about. So I have already opened it, and I have already opened it, but I have not held it. And this is a whole lot bigger than I thought it was. Hot dog. So there is no pocket clip. So the way that I carried this was my company provided a collared shirt. I tucked this in into the buttons on my collar, used the lanyard to pull it out. This obviously, that's not an option. It is very large, but it is so big and wide and stout that I suspect that you would be able to just drop this down. For me, it would be on my key side on the left. Just drop this down in there with a lanyard attached there, which I will actually make as soon as I hang up here. Some cheap paracord. Just drop it down and you're good. One of the things to keep in mind is that this does have an exposed blade right there. So it would be, I would suggest putting this in a place where it's not going to interfere with anything, because a key could get in that crook and damage your blade. What that's for is to cut string. So, put this right here, and if I pull, that'll cut it. Actually, I know that's how it's used, but I've never used it before. I know that's the concept. Ow! Okay, that's how that works. Glad I did that. Never done that before. Not easy. It's meant for smaller strings. Definitely a substantial pry bar here on the back. You can see right there. So one of the problems working HVAC is that there are a lot of those systems that when opening the door, they don't have handles, which is very stupid and dangerous and should not be allowed. But I also carried a Gerber shard at that time. So this would be on my neck, Gerber shard would be on my keys. Pull it out and use it as just a little tiny stubby pry bar to open it up. This would actually be a whole lot more substantial. This would give you a lot better ability because it's more canted than a Gerber shard is, and it's more canted and it's thicker. So yeah, you're definitely not bending that. This is, I believe it's G10, it might be FRN. Handle scales over a solid steel liner going all through there. This is the OD green, obviously. There are a couple of colors. A little bit of nail puller. I don't know how viable that is. I don't care about it as much as just the straight pry bar. Bottle opener, again, I don't care very much about that. I like that it's is that T6 or T8? T6. I like that it is Torx bits And it's just the 4 of them, so two-sided. So if you need to, you can definitely take this thing down. So that is the open position, and just push and pull. Push it down and push it out, and then push it out to the extremities. And how does this work? There we go. Okay. So the way that you remove a blade and exchange it, obviously your resting position, your engaged, useful position. Push it out again, you can get a little bit extra reach there. And if you push it that little, so it clicks in there, but push it up just a little bit more. See how that tab right there has a little dot in it that fits in the slot. So if you take that and push it off to the side, I'm sure that's something that'll wear in a little bit over time. And you can pull it out and switch it or switch the blade. So that is definitely simple. And to put it back in, be careful doing this, don't do it under camera. I actually decided not to do it on camera because if I did and got another scar on my fingers, my girl would not be happy. What I did is set this into my chest and use my nail to pull the tab back and my fingers to push the blade in. Obviously being very careful. Please be very careful when doing this. But that is the Gerber Prybrid. Prybar hybrid. I like it. I really do like it. This would not be a blade-wise, yeah. Blade-wise, this is not a, out here you can hear there's a little bit of blade wiggle. Right there isn't anything at all. But from the blade perspective, this would not be a step forward from the EAB. Not that, I don't believe so. I got a couple other utility style blades here. Let's make sure that's in camera. So as far as usable blade length goes, you're probably getting, yeah, you're getting the same amount as off of a true utility knife. Difference being that with this one, you can get full hand grip. And with this, well, actually, my hands are medium size, and I do like the jimping. You can get your full fist around that as well. Not quite as comfortable because it's not hand fitting. One of the other pluses is that this lets you, well, not this one specifically, but there are several in this style that let you carry extra blades, whereas this one will not. You'll have to keep them in a little pouch separately. But as far as being a multi-tool is never intended to be the best anything. This is a Leatherman OHT, and it is not the best pair of pliers I have. It is not the best screwdriver or the best knife. What it is just a bunch of things in one place. So this will not be, it's not going to be, you know, as good of a utility knife as that, and not as good of a crowbar as this. But it's both of those things in the same spot. And, you know, just my personal experience working HVAC, I would need a little bit of crowbar help in prying those doors open. I wouldn't need that. And this would be more than thick enough to get through the lining or whatever, and works just fine with gloves. One of the things that I noticed upon opening it is that this is not a light boy. Alright, zero out. So you can see that it is 3.2 ounces. Gerber EAB. Is this the EAB Light? I think the EAB Light has the cutouts. The EAB doesn't. Whatever. 2.2, so full ounce lighter. 4.7 for a true utility blade, and just for the heck of it, 1 ounce. So this is not, like I said, this is not a light boy. It is not a small boy, but I think both of those really do aid it. This is something that I'm very much looking forward to getting to work with me and getting to use it. Though I'm not opening subsealing anymore, I am opening fertilizer bags. And, you know, once this thing gets rusted out or goes dull from cutting too much plastic, all I got to do is pop that out, pop another one in, and I'm back to work. So, very excited about this tool from Gerber. They have another one that's an X-Acto blade that I'm not, like, that's just not my life, so I don't really care about that one. This one specifically, though, I'm a big fan of this. I really do like some of the innovations that Gerber has been trying to do a little bit more over the last couple of years. Very excited. I think this is a good step for them. Guys, if y'all have questions, comments, concerns, or stories, please let me know down below. And other than that, have a great day.